A very warm welcome to you at home. I am Musa Mkaliphi and this is AfroShowBiz News, the show that continues to bring you all things art and entertainment from around the African continent. Now, to keep in touch, feel free to email us at afroshowbiznews@sabc.co.za. Also follow us on Twitter. Our handle is @AfroShowBizNews. Let's have a look at stories making headlines this week. West African antiques showcased in Cameroon for the first time. Youth Festival takes place at the State Theatre in Pretoria. And Gambian filmmakers are invited to the 14th edition of Clap Avor. More than 100 West African antiques from the late 19th and 20th centuries are being shown for the first time in Douala, Cameroon. Let's take a look. At the acclaimed MAM Art Gallery in Douala, Cameroon's economic capital, a unique art collection is on display. Titled Yesterday's Memory, Tomorrow's Memory, the show aims to celebrate African creativity, and organizers hope it will build a bridge between Africa's rich cultural heritage and its future. The exhibition was curated by Michael Korngold.
For a long time, I had a strong desire to show Cameroonians their heritage since there are few museums and exhibitions here. The French Cultural Center gave me this opportunity to put together this exhibition, which presents exceptional pieces.
The show has provided a unique opportunity for the Cameroonians to view rare African art pieces that are usually sold and displayed in Western countries.
As you can see, many people are visiting. It's unique because the pieces are beautiful and rare.
Local schools have also been visiting the gallery.
You can leave and come back. I assure you that each time, each object will tell you the story of a lifetime.
Some of the art pieces are being showcased together with the work of one of Cameroon's most successful and internationally renowned visual artists, Joel Mpa Do.
This work is quite recent. It is a painting I made last year in 2013. And here we have a piece representing a chief from the Bangwa region.
The pieces have been collected from Cameroon, Gabon, and Equatorial Guinea. ArtSmart is one of the biggest online art galleries in Egypt. The gallery recently held an exhibition to showcase prominent art pieces by Egyptian artists.
The gallery was recently opened for art lovers. ArtSmart's collection is more than 500 pieces. The gallery's aim is to create a forum for artists to display their work. The initiative was founded in 2009 and was finally launched in 2012. ArtSmart co-founder Lina Mowafi said one of the important aims of ArtSmart was to provide a space for young artists to showcase their work.
During the first exhibition, we did not expect people to care. We thought that only the group of art enthusiasts that we used to would show up. Honestly, the exhibition gained prominence because it was a new experience for people. People are not used to walking in a wide space filled with art where you can meet the artist and talk to them.
The exhibition featured a number of different works ranging from contemporary art to pop art. Snippets of Egyptian popular culture and heritage have been merged with modern styles. Egyptian artist Ibrahim Al-Tanbuli, known for his diverse style of painting, said he was happy to meet potential buyers at the exhibition.
This is the role ArtSmart is playing. We are very happy with the ArtSmart group because the gap between the receiver and the artist was huge. There was a huge gap between the creative young artists and society. ArtSmart played a pioneering role, and this is why we are happy.
ArtSmart says it continues to launch and nurture new talent in the hope of encouraging new and emerging artists. The gallery provides an open and wide range looking at Egyptian art today.
The Kauru African Contemporary Art project is an exhibition which celebrates 20 years of South Africa's democracy. The event is a combination of various voices of artists from across the African continent. The exhibition, titled Rerouting Dialogue from 1994 to 2014, provides a platform for artists to engage issues which talk about who they are as Africans today. For more on this, we are joined in studio by Bongani Mkhonza, curator of the UNISA Art Gallery. Hello and welcome to AfroShowBiz News.
Thank you, Musa. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Now, Bongani, the project is in its third year. How has the response been?
No, the response has been great. We've seen huge interest in terms of what we're doing. And for it now, this year, to be hosted in an institution of higher learning, like UNISA as an academic institution, it really created a bigger dialogue in terms of what the exhibition is trying to do.
How has the exhibition stimulated conversations from around the African continent?
Yeah, it's been a journey, but it is based on a lot of interesting ideas that are happening now in terms of Afropolitan legacies. You know, it is looking at you know, the practice of self-reflection of where we are now as Africans. You know, trying to look at the inside rather than the West looking into Africa. So it is an introspection of Africa by Africans in terms of art.
Now, why do you think such exhibitions are important to be brought to the fore?
They are important because there are perceptions that we have about the continent, and those perceptions needs to be redefined all the time and to be challenged, to be changed. So such an exhibition tries or attempts to redefine what it means to be Africa in 21st century, and what the artists of Africa have been doing in terms of contemporary art. So it is sort of a stock taking. It is a critical look into the now.
Now, Bongani, what do you think the people that have seen this exhibition have taken away from it?
There's been different opinions, of course. Some think it's quite a valuable contribution to the art. Some feel the choices of artists that were chosen could have been much prominent. I mean, because if you look at the list of artists that are there, it's not your well-known artists. It's people that are still on their way up. It's artists that are, some are known, some are not known. So in terms of their profiles, the exhibition itself is trying to raise that profile and making them known into the art world. So yeah, and the conversations themselves, some conversations are very strong, some are quite polite. You know, Africa right now needs, I guess, a very radical kind of engagement where we look at what constitutes our meaning in the whole world. So as much as we're local, but we should also look at the global, that whole intertwinedness between the local and the global. Where do we fit in the bigger scheme of things?
Still on global, now where do you plan or where do you intend to take this exhibition?
This exhibition is going to travel to 4 parts of the continent. Obviously here now we are sort of in the SADC region, but the directors of the exhibition wants to take it to upper West Africa, like Dakar in Senegal, and also maybe to the eastern side, like Ethiopia, because we have this time not only SADC artists, but also artists from the upper north side of Africa, which is great.
All right, and then artists that want to get involved in this project, how do they go about doing that? The shows, the exhibitions are curated.
All right. So it's up to the curatorial concept and the curator that is managing the exhibition or coordinating the exhibition to see, because the choice of artists normally are based on what the theme and the concept is. So if that artist is working within that kind of dialogue.
All right, I have to wrap it up there, Bongani. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
All right. Libyan fashion designer is on a mission to revive the traditional Libyan dress. He says he aims to make it popular once more among modern women of Libya, and has set up his own small tailoring area in his shop where he creates his own dresses.
He combines traditional embroidery techniques with different materials. The family business which he runs started in the 1940s. He uses all that he has learned from his predecessors.
The traditional handiwork like telek, the shoe embroidered with silver threads, started in the 1940s during the time of my grandfather, Mohammed El-Tim. So the traditional handicrafts has already evolved over years.
To make the dress more attractive for the younger generation, El-Tim uses brightly colored silk and striped materials.
There's a Bodin traditional costume which was done with woolen yarns or silver threads. So the young girls now cannot wear such a dress because of the climate changes and modern life.
Altem gets his material for the clothing he designs outside Libya. His customers welcome his efforts to keep the national dress alive.
We are trying to preserve this heritage despite many things that have changed in the designing, embroidery and the model.
The traditional Libyan dress is usually reserved for special occasions like weddings, but many women say they are keen to wear it for other events too.
The Libyans love such dresses to preserve their heritage because it has great value for us.
Altem's dresses take almost a month to make and are priced around 1,000 to 7,000 Libyan dinars.
Morocco held a 4-day World Music Festival in the course of the week. It took place in the resort of Essaouira.
The usually quiet historical Moroccan seaside resort of Essaouira came alive this week. Thousands descended over the town for the Nawa World Music Festival.
This experiment was different because usually when I play with some other musicians, we do rehearsals and have some structures in advance. But for this show, we played openly and instinctively, while staying in the framework of Nawa music.
French violinist Didier Lockwood shared the stage with Moroccan Amazigh, Poussin Fulani and the band of Marlin. Lockwood has also played alongside jazz legends such as Stéphane Grappelli, Miles Davis and Herbie Hancock.
I found it extremely hypnotic to play with these dancers. On top of this, I like it when music and dancing go together. We lost this in Europe. Here you have it plenty. You should keep it. It is a good lesson for us.
According to Moroccan Tourism Minister Larsen Haddad, investment is necessary.
Every dirham you invest in a cultural activity or in any festival such as this one has a material or moral impact. We invest in festivals such as this one because it has a financial impact but also a moral one. Not only will Essaouira gain a lot by becoming the gate to Morocco, but also Morocco will become more attractive.
Among other acts at the festival were Marcus Miller, Baseki Kuyate, Ibrahim Malouf, Meta and the Cornerstones, and Nigerian-German singer Ayu.
Durban-based guitarist Mthunzi Mchunu has formed a band to pay tribute to legendary guitarist American Ronnie Jordan. He passed away a few months ago. Ronnie passed on at the age of 51. He was a gifted self-taught performer known for his cult dance style and for being one of the key figures in 1990s jazz movement. Mthunzi and Ronnie met in 2013 at a performance at a local Durban club. The tribute band will include respected pianist Burton Naidu, drummer Sean Peterson, and fifth bassist Braden Hall. They will be performing Ronnie's greatest hits such as Night and Day and After Hours. He was also the recipient of many awards, including the MOBO Best Jazz Act Award, as well as the Gibson Guitar Best Jazz Guitarist Award. His 2000 release, A Brighter Day, was nominated for the Grammy Award for Best Contemporary Jazz Album. We'll now go for a quick ad break, but do stay tuned for more. Welcome back. The Youth Expression Festival is currently underway at the State Theatre in Pretoria. It started on Youth Day and is held under the theme Feel Free and Just Be.
This year's lineup covers a range of performances from different local performances. These performances are from 1606, 8 o'clock, Situation Culture, Sneyman, the US invited production Blood at the Root and many others. The event looks at contemporary dance, hip-hop dance battles, rap battles and poetry slam battles. The festival celebrates and encourages young people to express themselves through their God-given talent.
This is what you're tasting. It's not even beef, I'm telling you. You're gonna like it. I call it defeat.
It is a platform to voice the concerns of young people and also to represent their world as they see it in a creative way. The production, titled Theatre Expressions, will include Tswane Comedy Nights and Jazz and African Music Nights. The festival ends this month with a performance from one of South Africa's top band, the Muffins.
In its second edition, Salama Panzola Annual Festival, in collaboration with the Soweto Theatre, hosted a dance competition earlier in the week. This year's festival was held in celebrating the youth, as well as marking 20 years of democracy. To talk to us more about what unfolded is event coordinator Opa Manamela and Vusi, who is the region coordinator. Hello and welcome to AfroShowBiz News.
How are you? Hello.
I'm great, thank you very much. Now, this is the second time that the event has taken place. How has it been different compared to the first one? We'll start with you, Opa.
Look, it's the second time happening at the Soweto Theatre. But in actual fact, it started in 2010, and it happened at the State Theatre. So, for the past 2 years at the Soweto Theatre, we've seen groups start emerging from young performance, not knowing how to use the stage, particularly the theatre stage, even lights, to a level where they, in 2014, they've brought work that you can say today, you can sell it to any producer in any theatre, even international.
Now, Vusi, how were the participants of this event selected?
Okay, we went to different townships. For an example, there's Israel, and then we went to Katlong Art Center, and then we had to select the top groups to represent for the Soweto Theatre. And then we also went to the West Rand, and we also did some auditions at the Soweto Theatre. This is how we selected all the groups that were involved.
All right.
Yes.
Now, tell us a bit more about the judging process. How did you then select your winners?
Look, we look at different, we had a criteria in terms of how to choose performers. We had to look at the creativity, the choreography, the dynamics in terms of what is it that they've added out of the context of just performing just Panzola. Did they bring props on stage? Do they have theme? Do you understand? The formation, the transitions, these are the things that we've looked at. But like just to add on into what you say, as you see Vusi here, Vusi beside that, he's a regional coordinator. He comes from a network of Panzolas, which is called Impilo Yama Panzola. They've helped us even to create the score sheets, because they are the performers, particularly Panzola performers, and they run a network of Panzola groups. They've helped us even to create a score sheet. So where judges will look at that score sheet and decide and give percentage. This one on creativity has got 10, on dynamics it's got 20 and all that. But again, they've even helped us to access groups from different regions. As he said, they've went to different townships. Yes.
Now, how did you incorporate 20 years of democracy in the event? Maybe we'll talk to you, Vusi.
How do we incorporate the 20 years of democracy? Okay, when you're looking back at Panzola itself, we're going back to 1992 to 1994. You know, it was one of these dance forms that were never appreciated as an art form. You know, so we transforming all that negative attitude into good attitude, positive attitude in using the natural dance forms that exist within our community, which Panzola excels, which is one of the subcultures that you cannot get anywhere else. So we thought that with this event, if we're gonna involve the Panzolas and also encourage the youth to say, you know, this is time for us to promote what belongs in our backyards and make sure that we make a survival or to use it as a way of supporting South Africa, you know,
I'm afraid I'm going to have to wrap that up right there.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Sure.
Via Volcano will now be performing for us. They are the winners of the Salama Panzola event. You are still watching AfroShowBiz News. If you have missed any of our shows, be sure to catch us on our YouTube channel by simply searching for AfroShowBiz News. We'll now go for a quick ad break, but do stay tuned for more. Ugandan author Jennifer Nasubuka Makumbi has been awarded the Commonwealth Short Prize Story. Makumbi currently teaches at Lancaster University in the UK. Makumbi's short story titled Let's Tell the Story Properly is the piece that got her the award. It follows a Ugandan woman whose husband dies in the bathroom. She then travels back to Uganda for the funeral, only to discover a web of deception. The Commonwealth Prize is given out each year to citizens of the Commonwealth countries, most of which were one-time British colonies. The stories selected are usually stories with no more than 2,500 words. Makumbi was crowned winner out of more than 4,000 entries. This week, we have a look at Good Morning, Mr. Mandela, a book by Zelda Legransi, former personal assistant of the late statesman. As a white Afrikaans woman, Zelda grew up in segregated South Africa, supporting the regime and the rules of apartheid. Good Morning, Mr. Mandela tells the extraordinary story of how a young woman's life, beliefs, prejudices were transformed by the man she once been taught was the enemy. It is an incredible journey of a young secretary in her 20s who rose from a job in government to become one of the president's most loyal and devoted associates. This book offers a rare, intimate portrait of Nelson Mandela and his remarkable life, as well as moving proof of the power we all have to change. In 1994, Zelda joins the office of the first democratically elected president of South Africa as senior typist. She later became one of President Mandela's 3 private secretaries. In 2002, she left government and became a full-time employee of the Nelson Mandela Foundation. Gambian filmmakers have been invited to the 14th edition of Clap Avoir. It is scheduled to take place later this year. The invitation to the filmmakers was extended by the National Office of Film of the Ivory Coast. The event aims to showcase their creativity and talent of local filmmakers.
Before you go, pull me a tire. Honey, as you can see, I'm already on my way going out. Please.
This year's 14th edition will identify talents of young aspiring filmmakers who have the passion to promote and further their careers in filmmaking. It also aims to encourage new techniques of broadcasting by creating a framework for exchange and meeting professionals. The filmmakers were also invited to take part in an organized orientation, which was scheduled to take place in July. The orientation is meant to give first-hand information to all filmmakers that would like their works to be censored and selected for the final of the festival. The required films include fictions and documentaries and should not be more than 13 minutes. The films must be of a commercial project and should be subtitled in French. The 2014 FIFA World Cup, currently in Brazil, has led to the postponement of the Accra International Film Festival. The event was meant to start mid-June.
The festival has been postponed to early November due to the World Cup in Brazil. Last year's festival was held from June 25 to June 30th, where an awards night at the State House in Accra was also held. Well-known American film actor, producer and director Bill Duke will be the special guest at the festival. Organizers of the event say the IFF 2014 will be formally launched soon after the closing ceremony of World Cup in Brazil. Meanwhile, actor and film producer Edward Agiekum Kuofo has been appointed festival's brand ambassador. He is expected to help raise sponsorship, spread awareness about the festival abroad, and liaise with key personalities in Ghana. Films to be showcased at the festival include Jack and the Giant Slayer from America, Tribe by Nollywood director Ifeanyi Onyoabo, and many others.
Hub Space was the venue that hosted the first Khayelitsha Film Festival. The two-day event saw films that were selected by and provided by the Tricontinental Film Festival, as well as Steps Southern Africa. The film festival has its roots in Amazwi Wetu, a Khayelitsha-based youth media project that began in 2012. This came about when three graduate students from the New School of New York partnered with Equal Education to teach students in Khayelitsha in a venture of documentary telling. The two-day event is a collaborative effort between various human rights organizations. It not only featured South African films, but that also of Zimbabwe, Tanzania, and Kenya. The film showcase tackled issues such as xenophobia, gender violence, and HIV/AIDS. That is all we have for today, but do catch our repeats every Sunday at 2 a.m. and again at 1:30 p.m. From me and the rest of the team, it's thank you and goodbye.